So with latest season of Cape Crusaders coming out, I figured I'd just do an old ranking of Batman animated series. You know, he's had a bit of a history with various animated shows, and I figured I'd do a little highlight of them anyway. Number 6, Beware the Batman. Just because it's at the bottom doesn't mean it doesn't have any redeemable qualities. I don't think any of them are really bad, and this is more of a highlight reel if anything. It's probably just least special, I guess. The show is known for trying to focus on more obscure Batman villains, which leads to a lot of them getting reimagined to be something else anyway. I think Professor Pig's kind of fun. Rather than being a gross serial killer, he's just this really passionate animal rights activist with a weird way of speaking. Anarchy is something else, just this weird white cloak looking mother effer. It's just funny seeing this guy trying to be the sauce. I like when Batman dislocated his arm to get out of a scuffle. Not a lot for me to really say personally, even though I could delve into stuff. You know, just there if you want to check it out. Its hypothetical season 2 would have been crazy with whatever they'd done with The Outsiders. Anyway. Number 5, Batman Cape Crusaders. You know, back when it was season 1, there was a real question whether this or Beware the Batman edges out from being the last spot. And with what season 2 offers, I think this one edges out. There's a lot of hype and disappointment with the show being produced by Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves, and J.J. Abrams. And with how things pan out, it's fine. It's a fine little Batman experience, I don't know what to say. It's really scraping the Batman villain well with how it could subvert its villains. Like, it took the 2 short, ugly male Batman villains with hats and made them both taller women with class. I mean, it's just funny it happened twice. Also impressively, the show has like one of the worst Jokers, Mr. Freezes, Scarecrows, and Riddler. Riddler himself is particularly funny, because the show has a way to inverse things, like Two-Face's face is being flipped, Joker and Harley being more serious now, and Riddler, instead of being an intellect, he's a brute, for you see he's called the Riddler, because he riddles people with bullets. Like, that's it. That's so funny. Like, oh no, don't riddle me, Riddler. I just find him funny because there's like no actual riddlering to him. One point he's like, when is a pineapple not a pineapple? When it's a grenade. I don't know what he was going with there. Okay, to get a little more positive, I swear. In season 2, episode 3 through 7 is like a genuine streak of good episodes. Like, even with little pitfalls, it's like, yeah, I think I like these episodes. Riddler got riddled anyway. Number 4, Batman Beyond. I'm personally not a fan of high-tech sorts of futures, and that was a major deterrent for Batman Beyond, and it's hard to know how to adapt this concept. I remember I checked out season 1 just because I saw they had a messed up version of Fantastic Four, and it's like, okay, gotta give this a shot. I like aspects with Terry McGinnis. It's kind of interesting after they made Tim Drake Jason Todd. We now have Terry being the Bat-Fam example of someone who has a family. You know, there's some neat stuff here. We're kind of out of a bottom line of mediocrity now. It's just not so much my thing. Anyway, number 3, Batman the Animated Series / New Adventures. Normally people would have this at number 1, and some cases I would agree. I think just here, I just kind of been dissociating from the whole Batman genre and giving other fellas a knock up to promote other aspects I like. And between these 2 series, I might give New Adventures a leg up. You know, it's got some cool stuff. It's got a lot of the classics we're all used to. Sometimes I like a good weird episode from Batman the Animated Series. Or heck, cases we see them grow up more. It's kind of a shame as the DC Animated Universe went along. They dropped the whole Bruce Wayne Batman split, even though Conroy did a really good job distinguishing those 2 halves. Got some cool animation. You know, if in a greater scheme of Batman stuff, generally worth a check out. Anyway, number 2, The Batman. For a while I was a hater of a show. Sometimes there are some inconsistencies. But you know what, at this point, I feel like giving this one a leg up. Like, it's just, I kind of like how they spice things up with Batman. Like, just take a look at the Joker. How his design's more extremified. It's like, wow, you certainly are something, Mr. Joker. And you know, he's still fun. Still embodies some classic Joker. I remember the first episode of the show I actually liked Art of Clayface 2-parter. Like, Mom was giving me the DVD being like, oh, this is like the Batman I grew up with. And meanwhile, I was watching this freaky shit of this guy literally melting in front of me. It was a pretty cool take on Clayface. I like the takes on Ethan Bennett and Ellen Yin. It would have been cool to see them as the series progressed. The show got hit pretty hard with the Batman embargo with what they can and can't use, but they made the most of it. I honestly like Rino Amato's performance as Bruce Wayne / Batman. He feels like a real analyst, and it's fun seeing him strategize things.
So, alien.
All my life.
Telekinesis. Neat party trick. How heavy can the object be?
I could lift you and your best friend. That is, if you have one.
You know, there's a lot that I like in this show. And like, to be honest, if I had to watch a random episode from the Batman or Batman the Animated Series, to be frank, I might just go for Batman, you know? Also, out of all the Batman series, it's probably the closest one matching My Adventures with Superman's vibe. Even though Cape Crusaders is the one that came out around the time. This one matches more the energy and flow with Moz, anyway. And number 1 is Batman the Brave and the Bold. Yep. I think for me at least, it's just because it's not really a Batman show at this point. It's more of a greater DC Universe show, especially from the Silver Age. It just so happens to headline a Batman, and he does carry a lot of his shows, so there can be stuff to nitpick like any other show on this list. But overall, I like it. I like Batman Brave and Bold. Anyway, what is your Batman animated series rank? Feel free to let me know, and coolio.